Hi everyone, Gary Chavez here. I'm here at Origins 2018 and I'm sitting here with two good friends of mine, Ryan O'Leary and Ben Maloney of Hammock Games, and they have Bellum for us. Guys, tell us about Bellum.
Oh, well, Bellum, you want to start?
It's a two-player head-to-head card game played on a checkerboard set in a post-apocalyptic future.
Great.
That's the short of it.
Does it have a tagline?
Yes, I can read it
Oh,
off the
back of my shirt.
It's an industrial fantasy post-apocalyptic asymmetrical two-player constructed deck strategy card game played on a checkerboard. There is an abbreviation for that as well.
Awesome. So, how many players?
Two players.
Two players. How long does the game usually last?
About a half hour.
Okay.
You get it down.
Okay. What was the inspiration for this game?
Well, it all started back when Kickstarter started taking off. I saw Drunk Quest on there and thought I could do this.
Yeah.
And then I thought about what kind of game I would like to play, and that was a tactical version of Magic, pretty much.
Okay.
It's turned into this.
Were you guys always into gaming? Was this like your first initial game that you guys designed together, or how'd that work out?
We worked together at a restaurant as servers and never hung out. And then I worked at a game store, and we knew that we each other gamed.
Yeah.
So then eventually we teamed up, and he brought in some super early prototypes, and that was about 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Ryan was the first person I showed this to.
Oh, okay.
Outside of my family.
Why? What made you show it to him?
He seemed like he'd be the one to be able to help me the most.
Okay. Yeah. How would you think he was gonna help you?
I needed some direction. I needed somebody who knew games. Ryan,
Okay.
for a long time, had been part of the competitive community. So
You had an idea. There was someone who had experience.
Yeah.
Like what makes a good game? Okay. So you kind of fleshed it out for you.
yeah,
You guys been at this for 2 years.
about 2 years now.
Okay. What's been the biggest challenge of designing this game?
Oh, lots of things. Balance, of course, is the hard part. I mean, you have so many different moving parts, making sure everything works together, that nothing's too powerful, nothing's too weak. And another big challenge was we wanted to go with the black and white art style, but getting black text onto black illustrations.
Sure.
Very hard to get that to where it's legible.
Sure.
I think we're there now, but that took a long time to figure that out.
Fine-tuning all the ideas and then getting it so that there's no proofing out combos and stuff like that, so that the game's streamlined and has a lot of balance is one of the biggest goals of the game.
Yeah, you want to make. There's a lot of synergy between cards in your game. If you get two cards together, then something bigger happens, and I'm sure that's hard to balance out. Make sure that something isn't so overpowered that it throws the game.
Yeah.
Or we have some creative idea that we throw in there and then don't consider how it's going to interact with this one other card.
So there's future proofing for other cards has been a big factor, so that we don't have to worry about interactions with any future cards that may come out with the core set. So
How many different kind of cards are there?
Right now there are about 100 cards right now. In this current set, we have 75-ish.
Okay, all right. So, what are you planning to do with it? Are you planning to Kickstart it? Are you planning to pitch it to publishers?
We're actually planning to have it on Kickstarter on July 23rd.
Okay. All right. How much? How much would at the basic pledge level?
It'd be $25 for the box.
Okay.
And we don't plan on doing any special editions or anything like that. What you see is what you get, and then stretch goals.
Okay. I didn't realize it was I know it's been around for at least as long as I've been into gaming, since 2017 to 16. I remember seeing it for the first time. That's great. So, what kind of things have you learned from if a new designer were to talk to you what kind of things have you learned from designing Bellum that you could pass on to them? Some pearls of wisdom that you could pass on to them.
One of my big design mantras is I like to do from bottom up. I like to design mechanics before I start thinking about themes.
Sure.
That way I'm not trying to shoehorn things in just so it seems like it fits.
Yeah.
I think that's why we make a good team.
Yeah.
I'd like to do the opposite.
Okay. So how do you break up the work between the two of you? Does one specialize in one thing, or do you just constantly clash, doing the same thing and debating it?
For a lot of it, Ryan is the face guy.
Okay.
I do a lot of the technical behind-the-scenes stuff, like setting up the business, setting up our emails.
Yeah.
We both work together on design. A lot of it is, I have this idea, let's go playtest, check it out. That didn't work, let's do this.
Yeah. Ben is the I tighten the screws.
Okay.
So Ben lays a lot of it out, and then I've got a pretty good intuition on some of the ideas on how those will interact with the rest of the cards. And then so it's to take that the core mechanics are there, and it's to take those new ideas,
Yeah.
get them to where we need to go, and then tighten the screws.
Okay.
So that everything, because the biggest goal of the game is balance and like a competitive balance, at least for me.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
So both of our games were in a game contest last year, Sin City Con, right? And both won most innovative mechanic. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
So yeah, something would be very. I'm certainly proud of what I did, and you guys should be very proud of. It's a very unique game. I certainly know it's a kind of a. I wouldn't even call it. And it's not a chessboard, but it has a lot of the checkerboard's the same, but it's not just revamped chess.
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
I would say it's kind of a revamped Magic than anything else.
I think that was one of your original goals.
That was
to
chess meets magic.
Fantastic. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
which, like, what I'm trying to do as a competitive card player, I want this to be the game that people will go to
Yeah.
when they don't want to keep up with all those games. It's something to constantly be able to fall back on, and you can play it as much as you want, but you don't have to have the time commitment of the other more aggressive competitive games. So like we can have organized play, but the complexity of the game isn't always from deck construction. A lot of it's from what you do on the board, the tactical strategy there, and not so much what you're ripping off the top of the deck.
Oh, okay.
So,
Where did that idea come from? To have it more in terms of tactical part as opposed to just playing cards. Was that just from the beginning?
It's to take the randomness of most competitive card games and cut it down just a little bit more. Because I mean, you still need some randomness in there to be fun.
Sure.
But cutting it down, making it more based on your decisions rather than I lost because of how the cards were laid out.
Okay.
yeah, and so with how deck construction works, the ability to pull off combos consistently are inherently kind of mitigated because of the 2 per rule, 4 cards in the deck. So you can't have as many of the same copies to be able to combo up.
Okay.
So if you build a combo deck as the game's designed, it won't trigger all the time. And then there's also the whole board state.
Yeah.
So just existing has allowed us to really focus on so many opportunities in design that we constantly don't even realize. Like we were in it like maybe 6 months ago. We had somebody was like, oh, you could have things trigger off of the color space that you're on, or black or white space, and it was like. Didn't occur to us. There's so much just that exists in the board and how things are distanced from each other that allow for a lot of good design.
So after your successful Kickstarter, are you planning any more expansions?
I've got, like I said, I've got at least 100 cards written out. They're not all in this set. I would like to do at least 2 more expansions, and then if those are successful, put them all together in one big box. So we can just get it all.
Awesome. So if someone wanted to be on the Kickstarter page, someone wanted to keep up on what you guys are doing with Bellum. Is there a web page or a Facebook page that someone can look at?
We've got bellumgame.com, the Bellum Facebook page, which I believe is Bellum Game.
Okay.
Twitter is Bellum Card Game, and then YouTube is Bellum Game.
Okay. Very social media savvy, are we?
Trying our best.
We're also on Instagram,
and
but
Instagram,
I don't know where.
Okay, we need to talk about. I need some social media tips from you guys.
Yeah.
I'm learning it all as I go.
Okay. All right. So, Ryan O'Leary, Ben Maloney, Bellum, and the company is Hammock Games. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Good luck on your Kickstarter.
Thank you so much.
All right.